one of the big players on Saturday's card, our old friend, Big Ben Rothwell, who had quite the battle with Josh Copeland. Back and forth they went. In the end, he won via TKO, corner stoppage, third round. He's now 2-0. This one went a lot longer than his first fight, which only lasted 19 seconds. Let's go and say hello now to Big Ben, who's joining us. Ben, how are you, my man?
I'm a little sore.
I appreciate you joining us, despite the fact that you are sore. Congratulations on the win. It's a good look, man. I feel like you're the kind of guy who actually likes this look, like you embrace this look. Am I wrong?
Over the years, man, it's. I would like to start showing that I don't have to get hit necessarily, and win these fights. The crazy thing is, most of this right here was done by 2 punches in the first 10 seconds of the fight.
Oh, man.
Now, he hit me with some smaller shots through the fight, but literally most of this damage was done right away. He caught me a little bit off. I was slow the first round. He took advantage. I felt very much like my last fight in the UFC. I mean, I cannot let that happen because these are heavyweights, man. They only need to get 1 or 2 in. He sliced it, and then he come around with a hook and smashed it. Like, man, what a way to start a fight. So kind of woke me up a little bit, and I got into my groove the first round. And, I sat down. And I'll tell you, the first time I sat down, I had 1 minute to get my shit straight. And I go, you're about to blow it, man. You're a negative 600 favorite, which I hate, by the way. I absolutely hate that. I hate that kind of pressure, but it's just like, it's just a greater fall. You lose this fight, and you're going to be the talk of the biggest loser. And I'm like, I have everything in my head. Like, dude, I need to win. I have a set amount of fights left in front of me, and I need to win them all so I can walk away complete. And I sat on that stool, and I had to get it right. And I said, I know what I have to do. And the next 2 rounds, you seen,
yeah,
I implemented myself.
At any point, did you panic?
It wasn't panic. You can't have panic. You can have panic. You're going to be in some serious trouble. It was more or less just realization and just saying, hey, we came to Denver for a month. I'm like, what did you come for? You left your whole family. And I had only a minute. I'm telling you, it goes that fast. And I just, I got everybody screaming this and that. And I just had to block everything out. It's learning to be calm, but aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like kind of putting that keeping those both entities together was tough.
What's interesting about it is your debut only lasted 19 seconds. So it was like the perfect scenario, right? In and out. Here, you really felt it. Like you got the full bare knuckle experience. After going 3 rounds, did you enjoy it?
I learned a lot. Believe me, I've been doing this sport for 20, combat sports for 23, 24 years now. Yeah. And even in that quick 15-second fight, my right hand still was sore. And I was like, man, I was thinking about the old days. You look at an MMA, I have 2 nights in one fight, a bunch of tournaments. One time I fought 3 times in one weekend. And I think about this, I'm like, there's absolutely no way any of that would happen. I'm like, I won the fight and was like done. Like, after this fight, there was no fight. I'm like, I'm out for a week here. My hands, I've always prided on how hard my hands are. Dude, they're sore, man. My hands are wrecked right now.
Wow.
So it's a different experience. It's nothing like I've ever done before in my life.
Did you think you broke your hands?
No, they got x-rayed. The crazy thing is, in the first round, I told Dave Feldman, I got him up on stage. I'm like, hey, you know what the crazy thing is? Both my biceps, I don't know, like I tore or something, but in the first round, I felt something also in my arm. So when you talk about panic, it definitely could have panicked. My arms are a little bit hurt. I don't know what happened at all, but I wasn't 100%. I would say I was throwing with 50%.
Wow.
And it was rough. But again, I had to sit down on the stools. I had all these things going on, like my arms, my cut. I'm like, dude, you got to go out and do this. That's where the heart comes in. I just looked on all my years of doing this, and I got up and just went out and did it.
More dangerous, MMA or bare knuckle?
I know it's a big argument point. People keep criticizing bare knuckle. Yes, it is inherently dangerous. Combat sports are dangerous. But how can you compare a guy my size throwing a head kick? a shin to the head, an elbow, a knee, falling, having your arm dislocate, a submission that a ref doesn't get to quick enough, a heel hook. People understand how dangerous the heel hook is. That's career ending. I think MMA is extremely, extremely dangerous, and I just think we kind of like don't talk about how dangerous it is. Combat sports is dangerous. Bare knuckle is exciting. That's what we need to focus on. It is, dude, that crowd, I have never in my life been around a crowd like that. We know Vegas is fight town. What's number 2? I'm going to say Denver.
Wow.
My God, the energy in that arena. Ariel, I've had some big wins in the UFC.
Yeah.
I cannot believe the fans reaching out to me after the show. It's dude, I try to get to all my messages. I can't right now. It's so many.
Wow.
It's going to take me a couple days here. I try to make sure I just put a heart on all the cool comments so people know that I appreciate it and I read it. I love the fans. Man, this is like something I've never experienced before.
Fair enough to say that this kind of exceeded your expectations? Like when you signed with Bare Knuckle, did you think it would be this? Like, do you think you'd get this kind of love and feedback after your fights?
I try to be wise and not have expectations because you just set yourself up for failure. But real quick, and Dave said Chad and Eddie and Mike talk about how good the company is. Hey, man, Dave, this is about prize fighting. Dave has given me some very good prizes to fight for. Dude, I love it. I told him, like, dude, I'm good, man. I'm going to fight for as much as you can and retire here. Like, BKFC, this is an incredible thing to be a part of. I mean, what the man's done is just nothing but short of amazing. Because like he likes to talk about 5 years ago, people had nothing good to say about what he was doing. Now, where I think we are we got to be the number one talked about combat sport this weekend. So for me, it was all these awesome things just to be a part of this event. You know what I mean? What an event. When he told me back in the beginning of the year, I was like, hey man, I'm going to get a fight. And he told me about this. I'm like, I'm in. I'll wait. This is worth it. And the guys that I got to fight with, I mean, they're all legends. You know what I mean? All four of the fighters of the Cohen main, legendary. And so this was awesome, man.
He told us that he got emotional on Friday at the fighter meeting. Could you tell us about that?
Who got emotional?
Feldman. He said he talked about his house, refinancing his house, and everything he's been through. Were you at that fighter meeting when he said he got super emotional?
Yeah. Well, right before the show.
Yeah. Oh.
He said he took out 2 mortgages. And like, dude, he like talk about putting your everything into it. I mean, that's nothing but respect. That's amazing. I hope like the other companies, it's like they got this, that, and like not giving enough to the fighters and like all that negative like this. I hope Dave gets all the millions of money he needed from this. Like, I hope he got it all, man, because he's kicking some back to us. He's making us excited to fight for him too. And he keeps putting back into his company. I hope this thing blows up, man, like never before. I think Saturday definitely put it in the right direction.
How many more fights do you have with them?
On contract, I got 1 more. I'd like to hope that it's going to be more than that.
Yeah. I would think so as well. Both of your fights have been incredibly entertaining for different reasons. One was super short, but this one was super fun as well. You fought in Denver before, Colorado before. When they told you, like, this is going to be a great card, but you got to go back there, were you a little bit like, oh, man, this elevation stuff?
Yeah, because I'm big. You talk to Eddie Alvarez, he's like, elevation doesn't bother me. When you're my size, this one guy, he's like a doctor, smart guy. He broke it down. He's like, yeah, you and Eddie's heart are relatively the same size. You're 2 very different sized human beings. Like your heart, your lungs don't pump as much blood through someone your frame is massive. He's like, you 100% made the right call coming here. Really, I just knew it was going to be tough because I had to leave my family and I had to be there. In fact, I could have, I could have easily spent another couple weeks there or more. You know what I mean? I did what I could, and thank God I did. Because if I didn't and just went the week off, it would have been a disaster for me.
How many kids do you have now?
So my daughter turns 21 in 6 days. I have a little boy, it's 2. And then I have a little baby girl on the way in August.
Man, so how difficult was that for you? You didn't see them the entire time? You were away from them the whole time? Oh, do we lose Ben? I was just, every time I note mentally that the connection is great, it always stops.
I'm going to need you to stop making those mental notes.
I was just like, man, look how crystal clear he is. Nice lighting. You can see his face. It's a little cut up, of course, but...
Any chance the question made him...
Which one? Oh, about missing his family?
He's like, you know what? Yeah, I do miss my family.
What a great guy, Ben Rothwell.
We'll get him right back.
What a lovely guy. Really enjoy talking to him. And a big win for him over Josh Copeland. Afterwards, he called out Alan Belcher. Remember Alan Belcher? Once fought here in Newark as well, way back in the day, who is their heavyweight champion. Fought in the UFC at 185. Their heavyweight champion over at BKFC. And so we'll see if they make that fight. It feels to me like he's way bigger than Alan Belcher, but maybe they'll meet at a certain weight.
He's back.
I think he mentioned something. Anyway, we'll talk to him. There he is. You're back.
I don't know why that happened.
I don't know. Yeah, they were hypothesizing. Frank was that you didn't like my question about being away from your family. You hung up.
No, it was their fault.
That was their fault. It's always their fault.
Yeah, I have full bars. I pay for the most expensive internet.
No, it's crystal clear. It's crystal clear right now. It's been crystal clear. It's probably Frank touched something. No problem. Was that hard though?
So being away from the family, of course. I mean, it's tough. Toughest for my wife. So I fell for her. My little guy is a maniac right now. He's a handful. He's awesome. He's hilarious, but he's super high energy. And she's pregnant.
Oh my!
And she had her hands full. God bless her. I married her for a reason. I'm 20 years with her, and she's awesome. She's my rock.
Well, it was all worth it. And now here you are. You win this fight, and you called out Alan Belcher, which was interesting because I think casual, BK fans, but MMA fans would remember Alan Belcher as the 185-pound fighter. He's now their heavyweight champion?
Yeah, he's their heavyweight champ. They put him on the screen, and I kind of feel like I got called out and kind of back in the corner.
You felt like they were like trying to force this, like will this into existence?
Well, they put him on the big screen, and then the announcer asked him,
"Oh yeah,
well, okay, well we're doing this. We're doing this now."
Did you not want to do it?
No, he's the champ.
Right.
I'm going to fight him or somebody. I tell you, he's not too keen on fighting me.
Why is that?
His attitude, man. He's just, he's kind of not who I thought he was. He's, having problems. He kind of like, he's a talented fighter, but outside of it, he's just saying some really silly shit to me. He's run into me a couple times. He's saying stuff that I'm like, are you serious right now?
What's he saying?
And, he has a problem with the weight class.
Oh.
So that's a big problem. He goes, I'm 220 pounds. I go, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I go, get out of the heavyweight division then. Hey, what's your problem?
What is the heavyweight limit? It's 285?
I've been proposed to. So there's this big thing going on right now about that whole thing because each state commissions it differently, or they're saying different weight classes. So far, most of the states I talk to are like, hey, it's whatever BKFC says. We'll take after boxing. But then some of the states apparently don't do boxing or MMA, so they don't know how to regulate it. So they don't know if they should use this weight class or that. Whatever the case is, Dave and I said, he goes, can you be 285? I'll be 285. Make that your limit. I'll be 285. And then that's it. It's settled. So I'm like, Belcher, that's the weight limit. I'll be 285, dude. You're the champ of this division. You got to fight me now. So shut up about it.
Wow. How much did you weigh on Saturday?
You mean Friday at weigh-ins?
Well, no.
Friday at weigh-ins, I was 287.
287. How much do you think you weighed on Saturday?
I'm a 300-pound guy right now.
Oh, nice. How much do you think Josh weighed?
Josh weighed in with his pants on. It was like 272.
Okay.
So he was at least 265. Hey, let me tell you, man, I hope Josh hears this. I think outside of me, he cleans out most of the division in BKFC at heavyweight. I don't think anybody give that guy respect for how freaking tough he is.
No, he showed it on Saturday. It was incredible. Back and forth you guys went, and some massive shots. You're big boys. But do you think like you could fight at 300 pounds and Belcher would be like 220 something?
If it's 285.
Well, by the time you rehydrate,
be honest with you,
you'd get to 300.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Come on, man. I'm not ripped. I think I can do myself a favor and cut down a little bit. During the UFC tenure, though, I was walking around at 280, 285 most of the time.
Okay.
I think it's okay. I can get down there, and then I don't have to worry about cutting weight and just I'm still be 285 pounds. I think it's still dangerous.
Well, if they want you to fight for the belt, then they're obviously going to re-sign you, right? Because they're not going to put you in a title fight on the last.
Well, that's the plan, Gary. Oh, yeah. Hope we're making Dave happy. And
so there's no part of you that wants to go back to MMA or anything like that. You are happy, BK.
No,
you're good.
I'm good, man. I love boxing. I love bare knuckle fighting, or if boxing they throw that into the mix or that is on the table, I'd be down for that too.
Do you train MMA at all anymore?
I have a fight team. I have to help them. I mean, obviously, guys pick my brain for. I think I'm really good at teaching no-gi jiu-jitsu. Obviously, I didn't show my skill set in MMA enough. It's disappointing. It's sad, but as a coach, I think my guys appreciate my knowledge and how much I know. And so I sometimes I get down. I have to show them the guard, show them some jiu-jitsu. My main training partner is a D1 wrestler. So between me and him, we try to make sure the guys get everything they need.
Why didn't you show your skill set enough?
Good question, Ariel. Cost me some losses, cost me some big money in the UFC. Not using my clinch enough, not hitting my takedowns, not using my jiu-jitsu. I think my jiu-jitsu alone, I just still to this day end a lot of the heavyweight division.
I'll never forget your submission in Newark. That was one of the greatest ones ever.
Thank you. It was a big one.
It was a huge one.
Who submits Josh Barnett?
Especially like
that.
Nobody. Especially like that. I love the fact that you can be yourself, that you can wear whatever you want. You can really embrace your personality in bare knuckle. It seems like, just like Mike Perry, this is like the perfect place for you. And could you tell on Saturday that this Feldman was talking about, and he's obviously been so close to it, like this was the apex, at least for now, of everything that he's tried to build. After the fight, were you able to even watch those last two fights and appreciate what was going on, or were you so banged up that you couldn't do that?
I was around. My adrenaline was up. I wish they would have showed the stats. We have to do a concussion test. So at weigh-ins, you have to count these numbers.
Okay.
And everybody's numbers are off because we're all cutting. The guys are cutting weight and they're complaining. So I had a 48-second. The night of, you do it right after your fight. Mine was 40 seconds. And I'm willing to bet I had the fastest on the card.
And what is this test?
So what I'm saying is I was on. I was alert. And I was up and I had adrenaline going still. So I got to see some of Eddie and Chad. I didn't get to see all of it, but I got to see the last couple rounds. What a great fight. Those, both two amazing athletes. And then obviously I got to come out into the arena. I had to watch Perry, and wow, I couldn't believe what was going on. You know what I mean? That was a hell of a finish.
Did you hang out with Conor afterwards?
Didn't get he was he had like a bubble of super protection, and yeah, I didn't get within fucking 10 feet of him.
All right. Well, it's still great for the
super
promotion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, as soon as I see him there and then he got in the ring, I'm just telling everybody around me, this is amazing for us. How cool of him to come and do this. Put eyes on us.
I noticed on Twitter recently you retweeted, I think it was the 11th anniversary of your win over Brendan Schaub. You retweeted something about that?
He have changed, brother. He have changed.
You're a homeless cat?
Homeless cat.
Are you one?
Man, you're setting me up.
No, I don't. I just don't know if you are. I wasn't sure. Last time there was a PF Chang reference, I wasn't sure if that was catnip or it was just like, I wasn't, I was just trying to confirm.
I'm still a little bit homeless, man. I'm like not quite all there yet.
You dabble? Is it leaking? What's going on with your eye?
Yeah. It's leaking.
All right. Wow. That's
bare knuckle, baby.
By the way, what does your son say when he sees you? Does he like it, or does he freak out?
With roars and noises.
Does he get is he scared of you, or is he?
No, he loves it.
Okay.
He loves it. Like I said, he's something else. And it was the coolest thing that I had is Mike Perry comes. He's like, "Yo, Ben," we're talking in the back room wherever we were, I got to see your family, man, at the hotel. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, hey, I met your son. Your son was like, yeah. I'm like, you really met my kid, man. That's awesome.
Did you bring him to the fight?
Yeah, they came. We bought a suite.
Okay.
So it was awesome. My dad has Parkinson's, which is sad, but I don't know how many times he's going to get to see me fight. So we got a suite. My mom and dad got to come. Little guy got to come. My family's up there. They were comfortable. And I got to put on a great performance for them.
So your son watched you
in fact,
live?
For me, this was cool. What's that?
Your son watched you live?
Yeah.
He was okay with that? He didn't freak out?
No. What's cool is, he only got to see me in the middle of the month. They came for the weekend. They got to see me a couple days. And then I didn't see him again for 2 weeks. They said he was quiet at weigh-ins. He was just doing his thing. And they said I came on stage and he's like, da, 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 and he started screaming. And I was like, oh, that's awesome.
That is amazing. Well, congratulations, Ben. Very happy for you. 2-0 now in BKFC. I hope you get that title shot. That'd be a lot of fun. And more importantly, I hope you get a new deal with them because, you're one of those guys that I think has helped put them on the map over the last year or so. And your fights have delivered. So well done. Congrats. And thanks, as always, for coming on.
Hey, dude, as you know, man, it's an honor to be on. And thank you so much for making us the BKFC hour. This is incredible.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you. There he is. Ben Rothwell joining us. Big Ben, legend of the game. Always love talking to him.